Hello. Look, I had took a sip of water. Oh, I'm about to die over here. Good evening. Hello, hello. My name is Linda Murray Bullard. They call me the Business Plug, and you have just turned into the Business Plugs Mixer. The Business Plugs Mixer is a weekly um, vodcast that comes on to teach you about what's happening in and around the world with business owners and people who are leaders in communities. And so today I am so excited. We have been wanting to do this for a minute. So now, through all the illnesses and things that fell apart and things that fell together and all the other stuff, we are now able to bring Ms. Parsons to you. But before I go there, I want to tell you that right now is the time to get your business plan. And what I mean by that is right now, if you're interested in finding investors, if you're interested in bringing on partners, if you're interested in adding to your team, you need a business plan. You need a business plan that can help them to understand who you are, what you do, and how you do it. And so you can go to getthebusiness.org in order to get your business plan. With that being done, that's all the preliminaries. With that being done, I want to introduce you to my student turned friend and business partner out in the world here, Miss Sheena Parsons. Hey, Sheena.
Hey, Queen, how are you?
I am wonderful. I am wonderful. So I want you to introduce yourself to our audience of people around the world, because this is a global audience, and I'm sure they're going to be interested in you and what you do.
Yes, so hi everyone. Thank you for joining us and thank you, Miss Linda Bullard. They call her the business plug, y'all, because that's who she is. I'm gonna tell you, I a little bit about myself. I met her fresh coming out of prison. I had this business thought at the time in my mind and in my heart, but I didn't know how to put it on paper. And she helped me pull that out. But while I was in that dark place, in that cell for those 2 years, I came up with this thing at the time because I didn't know what that thing was. I just knew God was downloading into me because he wanted me to help these people, these multitudes of people, because at the time there were so many women that needed legal help and help writing resumes, and there were so many things going on in their lives that they needed help with, and they couldn't really wrap their brains around that I was actually able to help them to do. So I started, writing little things down, and I realized while I was in there that my purpose was to help people be free. So I actually came up with our nonprofit now, Amend. You can see the name with the eagle, mounts up on wings like eagles.
I love it. I
You
love
see?
it.
Yes,
That's Isaiah. I love it.
yeah, that's the logo right there. And then Amen. For those of us brothers and sisters that know that Amen means it's finished.
Absolutely.
And then the last part, mend, means that it's meant to mend something together, means that it's stronger than it was before. So I realized that even though I had been through the things that I had been through, I was able to put import into those girls that I was incarcerated with at the time, that it was necessary to a certain degree to go through certain trials and struggles in life so that we can build ourselves stronger, so that we can help our brothers and sisters out here in the world. So I'm here, just like when you break a bone, baby. When you break a bone, that calcium builds stronger on top of that bone, and you're stronger than ever before. And that's what Amend is. We're strong, and we're back with a force.
I love it. I love it. You and I met because you actually were referred to me. Shout out to your first lady, Sister Washington, who said that we needed to connect, and we did. We did. We connect for one thing, and then next thing I knew, you were enrolled in my class.
Sure was.
And you were in for the long haul because you did graduate. You did complete the program, the fast track program, which right now I'm opening enrollment. It was this time, 2 years ago, a year ago?
No, it was a couple of years ago.
So 2020.
Yeah.
So 2020. So it was this time of year because it starts in May. So it was this time of year 2 years ago that we met, and you were telling me all the attributes you have and all the skill sets and the things you had done. And
Oh man, but wasn't I scared though, Miss
but
Linda?
you were scared. But the thing about it is, here's the thing. I have been given the third eye to see the potential of people, and I hold on to that until they're able to take it over for themselves.
Yeah.
Like that's been my ministry forever. And so when I was talking to you and you were like, well, yeah, I kind of, yeah, well, I do this thing right here. And I do this digital marketing thing. And I do these Facebook posts. And I do these resumes. And I do these,
Yeah.
you were telling me, and I'm thinking this poor thing here is sitting on a gold mine because the Bible says your gifts will
Mhm.
make room for you, right? And
Come on.
so you had all these gifts and talents, and I had never heard of you. And I
Hmm.
thought, if she is this talented, who else doesn't know that she's out here? Who else doesn't know? And then when you told me about your dream and told me about your story,
Yeah.
and I met your husband, and you have been a firecracker
Thank
ever
you.
since. You have been a fire. It seems like when we spent time together, there was a spark still there, barely there. And then with that spark, you have just blossomed. And now, because you've written some books, right?
Yes, I'm actually on my seventh book. Yeah, I've done a lot of book collabs. This last book that the not last, but this most recent book that I'm about to publish is actually a Christian children's book. So I'm extremely excited about that. I'm extremely excited about that because you get to see a whole bunch of brown faces in this
I
book,
heard you.
and I'm really excited for kids to open up the book that actually look like you and I and see it in a different context. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I'm excited about that. But let me just say this, because a lot of people look at me and I don't want people to think that, oh, well, this is another reentry program story from a woman who was incarcerated and came out and just wanted to do great things because she knows what it's like. Well, for me, it was a little bit different because at one time my name was Officer Parson.
Mm,
So for almost 10 years of my life, I worked
yes.
inside of a state correctional institution.
Yes.
So I did know the law and I studied
Yes.
the law. I actually went to school for private investigation and forensics before I was an inmate. So I
And so
used
that's a little
what I knew.
different.
Yeah, I
That's a
used
little
what I
different.
knew. I have a little
Absolutely.
inside secret, baby.
And then that's the thing. When we talked about, like, once you told me that one of your dreams was to create a reentry program for people who were like you, that
Mhm.
came out and there was really little to no guidance in how to restore your life and how to get back on your feet and how to get your family back together and how you pick up and move forward from whatever mistake you made in life. Like once you told me all of that, then I was like, well, why isn't she out here doing these things to, how can I encourage her to take that first leap? Because you were like, yeah, I've been helping people, I've been doing a lot of things, and I'm a resource center, and so I just helped. And I'm thinking, baby, you a leader. You a guide. You went through what you went through in order to show other people how to get through it.
Yeah, I'm Harriet Tubman, baby.
Harriet Tubman, baby. I love it. 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 Oh my goodness, that's so funny. I love it. I love it. And that's the thing is because once you are free, you
Yes.
are free indeed.
Free indeed. And
And,
I know
and,
what that means now. You hear me? I used to didn't know what that meant. Free indeed. I mean free everywhere, mind, body, and spirit. I'm free indeed. I'm not
yeah,
just free because when I first came home, I'm gonna tell you, I was not free.
I heard you. I heard you.
I was not free when I came, which is why when I came home and I spoke to you, I still was in bondage. I was so
Absolutely.
afraid to even tell you
Absolutely.
because I didn't know what you would think about me. I didn't even know if you would want to help somebody like me because of where I had been. So I wasn't free indeed. I was still
Yeah.
locked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's so many great people. Man, this Chattanooga is full of some great men and women who don't realize they're free indeed.
I know. I know. And that's the thing though, because again, when we first talked, you were playing small.
I
You were
was.
saying, I don't want to be seen.
Mm-mm.
I don't want to be heard. I just want to work and help other people in the background.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, you're in the background, but baby, you were outstanding because you're meant to stand out.
Mm.
And you've been standing out ever since. You've been carving your own way. Because that's what I gained from our very first conversation. And again, that's one of my gifts is I'm able to see potential, like in real time. I'm able to see potential in people and help them guide them toward being their best. You are a fire cap out here in this world for people who are hungry,
Yeah.
for people who need clothing. Like you just got a grant that people didn't even know exists. You
Yeah.
just got a grant. I'm always telling people about grants and go get this grant and go get, and most people they take the information, they become overwhelmed because it's a lot. It is. I would admit it's a lot of information, but you took the information and you put it to action. And so tell them about the grant that you just received, ma'am.
Well, I just got a grant from U-Haul because U-Haul seen that I was using my personal family vehicle to pick up furniture, clothing, and other donations around the city and Georgia for families in need. So they said, "Hey, well, when you from now on for the rest of the year, when you need a U-Haul, you give us this ticket and you'll get a U-Haul for free to go take your trips,
Come
pick
on,
up
girl.
your merchandise." So
Come
I'm
on,
just
girl.
mm,
Come on, girl. Most people don't even know that U-Haul is doing that kind of thing to help the community. Like they just think U-Haul is for help moving their furniture or help moving.
But you
But
know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't know either. But you know what you taught me? You taught me to be a headbanger, which means don't stop. Just keep asking questions.
ask questions.
I didn't know what U-Haul did. I didn't I'm gonna be honest, I didn't fill out for no grant. You know what I did? I called every U-Haul in the city and I said I need a truck.
See,
I was bold. I need a truck. I don't care if it's working
see,
out. I'll find somebody to fix it. And
see.
so finally, the head of U-Haul, the corporate office, contacted me back and said, "Well, we can't give you a truck, but we'll give you a loaner."
Come on, girl. And that's the thing I'm talking about when you're out here because people want to help their community.
Yeah.
Every bank in America, I don't care where you are, if there's a bank near you, they have a community reinvestment fund. If you go to that bank and you are a nonprofit or you are the fiscal sponsor by a nonprofit, you can go and ask the bank, okay, how much of your community reinvestment fund do you have to
Mhm.
help me do this thing in our community? Like people don't know to go ask those questions. And here's what I like about you. I like that you're curious. I like that not only are you curious, you will actually go look.
Yeah.
You will have a question. I wonder what, you will actually go look and you will actually put to work the information that you collect. Some people are just professional information takers, right?
Mhm.
And so they keep getting information and keep stacking it and saying, I'm going to do it. And of all the days of the week, there's not one that says someday. That's not even a day. So they'll say, someday I'm going to do this or someday I'm going to do that. But you are the person that once you get information, you actually apply it. That's
Yes.
the difference in getting a grant from U-Haul versus somebody who's just wanting grants. Because I
Yeah.
have a lot of people wanting grants. They do. They want, they take the class. Go check google.com. You'll see all the glorious reviews people put out there. But actually using the information is wisdom, applying the information you learn in order to get grants and support so that you're able to support your communities without the heavy lifting, right? Because
Yeah.
I imagine your personal vehicle, like you have babies.
Yeah.
And so they're like, wait a minute, all this furniture in here, we need a ride.
They be in the car like this.
We need a ride, mom. Because
Uh-huh.
you have how many children?
I have 5.
You have 5, exactly.
Mhm.
So the
Yeah.
vehicle that you were hauling all this stuff in is the family vehicle for the kids. I mean, but you went over and above, and you went and found some help that financial help support that's going to help you still serve people. And I was just telling somebody today about the food drives that you do. Like
Yes.
once a month or sometimes more,
Yes.
you actually give out boxes of food
Yes. For at least 2 weeks per family. It's
for
over
at least 2
2,000
weeks.
pounds of food.
Wow. And
Yes.
all they have to do is show up.
That's it. We had people last week when we did our food drive, and I have to give a huge shout out to Lord Rhema Alive Church, Pastor
Uh-huh.
White, because he's been amazing. He hasn't asked us for nothing. He lets us have our food station there. That's what I call it, the food station. So we store food there. Okay,
So
we have
shout out to Pastor Harrison, Dwight
yes,
Harrison, Rahima Alive. Shout out to
Rhema,
you.
yeah, Rhema
Yeah.
Alive,
Yeah. So
yes.
out to you. Shout out to you for the support that you give the mission, because that's in a
Mhm.
neighborhood, right?
Yes, that's right in
And
Avondale.
absolutely, it's in
Mhm.
Avondale. And so that's the thing. And this is what I was telling this person, is that the food bank, rather than have people come to the food bank to pick
Mhm.
up food, they have used agencies like yours to provide food in neighborhoods so that people who don't have transportation can still
Exactly.
get 2 weeks of food.
2 weeks worth of food. Yes.
And
Yes.
I'm a solutions based person, in that I know that we have so many problems, but I don't want to be one of the people that gives credence to all the problems and salute all the problems. I believe what you focus on is what you see, and the
Mhm.
more you focus, the more you see.
Right.
But I choose to focus on the solutions. So, gas prices are up. We can't deny that. Food prices are up,
Mhm.
and people just need some help. So I would much rather forward them to a organization such as yourself, because in fact I share when you're giving away food and things,
Mhm.
but showing people how to get through this next week or this
Yeah.
next few days, or this, how to get your light bill paid, how to get food,
Exactly.
how to get clothing, because you also give out clothing, right?
We had clothing, furniture, everything. Yeah.
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 that
And I'm gonna tell you, and it doesn't stop there. And when I first went into this, I really thought that it was gonna be a little bit more than a reentry.
okay.
And it's a lot a bit more than a reentry
I heard
because
you.
when my phone rings early in the morning and it's an elderly lady that needs me to help her fill out an application for LAHEAP, I do it
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's love. It's just that's community. You don't
Yeah.
charge someone to help them fill out an application. No, they
Yeah.
need help. That could be my grandma. That could be your grandma.
Yeah.
And I find joy in doing that.
I
Just for
love
them to be able to for somebody whoever gave, and this is a true story. So whoever's watching, if you're watching, whoever gave that young lady my number to call me, thank you. Because I know that you know you can trust me. You
Yeah.
know, you felt that she was safe with me. And yes, I took care of her. And I found joy in doing that,
Absolutely.
And yes, I followed up with her because you taught me the follow-up. So yes, I
Abs-
called her back to make sure her lights were still on. Yes, I did. Because
Absolutely.
that's what we're supposed to do. I needed to make sure she was safe, you know.
Absolutely.
So I find joy in those things. It's more than just the feeding of the food. But you know what?
Mm,
When you have people that come for the food and they get so much more than that because people travel over an hour to get groceries, and
yeah.
sometimes they just want to sit and talk
Yeah.
because the world is hectic right now.
It is.
They
If for a
might
lot of
need
people,
to talk.
yeah, and sometimes it's just a listening ear,
Yeah,
right?
you don't know
Sometimes
what
it's just
people are going
listening.
through. Yeah,
People are in their situations, their circumstances, and so we don't need to rehash that. To
yeah,
me, in my opinion, we need to show them solutions, and
exactly.
and teach them to fish, and build
Come
them
on,
up, and show them
and
resources, and get them on your feet. And my way of helping people is to show them how they can take something they already know how to do and monetize that thing. So if the gas prices are crazy, we can't control that, but we
come on,
can control our responses every day of the week. And so showing them how can I teach you to make a few more dollars doing something you already know so
Yeah.
that you can become relieved.
Yeah.
Relieved. Because I've been in a place where all the bills were due and there was no money coming in. And I'm pretty much there since COVID, since my little bout with COVID, trying to reestablish my business at this point. I can tell you, I know what it's like to say, cry out to the Lord and say, Father God, I'm gonna need some help right here.
Yeah.
I mean, none of us is exempt. None of us is exempt from struggling right now. But the thing about it is we have to be the solutions for each other.
Yeah, we do.
Like, I don't need you to tell me all the bad things you're going to, and I don't need to tell you, well, it's bad here too,
Mhm.
or it's this or
Come
that. When
on.
you're calling, you're wanting resolution.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
wanting somebody to validate, yeah, what you're going through is real.
Yeah.
And while I can't change that, let me show you how to help you come out of that situation
Yes. Yes.
into a
Miss
better
Linda.
situation.
Yes. Yes.
At least if it's for a short period of time, it's for you can do better. The whole goal is to help you get on your feet until you're able to stand for yourself, right?
Yes.
And so, everybody's not looking for a handout.
Mhm.
Everybody's not, what happens when you feed someone who's hungry, they remember your kindness and
Mhm.
they want to feed somebody else or to share with somebody
Come
else or to
on.
help somebody else. And that's how collectively we all get better.
Miss Linda, I had a 60-year-old man volunteer from the neighborhood, right? He volunteered, he stood on his feet for 7 hours with us. He didn't complain not once. And when it was over with, he said thank you.
Mm,
I didn't pay him anything, and he didn't even want anything.
mm,
But he stayed all day with us, and he was faithful. And it wasn't because it was anything I can do for him or give him. He
yeah,
just, and his response to me was thank you. Like I had done something so great for him. But he said, just being around such great people, it made me feel so good. It made my day feel validated.
absolutely. And that's what we need more of, though.
Yeah.
Like, there are good people here. There are good people out here doing amazing works. And you coming aside someone who's serving people food that are hungry,
Yeah.
people are driving for hours because they don't have, the money to buy food. They have gas, buying the gas, you know, buying the clothes. And if I can just get over there and get me some food, then we'll get to eat.
Yeah.
Like, understanding what that is.
Yeah.
But I commend a man because I remember that meeting. I remember that meeting, and I remember it was a thought.
It was.
It was a thought. And you went and got your 501c3. You
Mhm.
went and start making connections. People start reaching back out to you. You were like,
Yes.
Miss Linda, I got this 501c3. I'm
Yes.
getting ready to do some things.
Oh,
And
and hold up now, because thank you. Thank you, because I got another partner. Could you cup? Could
yeah,
you cup? Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you, because very soon they're going to be up on the website.
I love it.
We're gonna help those babies in Africa from sex trafficking,
And
and
that's
we're
that's the
gonna be
future. I
doing
love
that.
that. I love
Yes,
that. And
yes,
so
we have
that
a purpose. Yes,
but that's just the amazing work that you're doing.
amazing.
And so
Yes,
talk about that.
yeah. So we did we made partnership with Could You Cup, the manufacturer. Um, she's amazing. The RN that we work with is amazing. We had a meeting with a couple of prisons in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Went amazing. Um, so they have the Could You Cup. The Could You Cup is a menstrual cup for the people who do not know. This menstrual cup is $10 for one cup, but check it out. This one cup is good for 10 years. One cup is good for 10 years. And this one cup is 100% medical grade silicone. So there's no more toxic shock syndrome. And it's also good for up to 12 hours at a time. You can sleep in it, work out in it, whatever. Okay. So on top of the fact we're trying to get it into the prisons, we want to get it out here to the people in United States, period. Number one, because that's another choice. It's not just pads and tampons, it's another choice. And we were talking about that, we're big on our body, our choice, but we don't know the choices. So
Yeah.
we have
Having
another,
more choices.
yeah, we have another choice. And I mean, if I was still getting my cycle, I wish I would have known that was a choice. And then on
Absolutely.
top of that, we know it goes towards a great cause. So we have these little pouches that the Could You cups come in. That's African print, that these little 7 to 14 year old girls that were rescued from sex trafficking. They're trying to get their United States citizenship. So for every cup that we sell, it goes in a bank account for them to get their citizenship. So I love the cause, and I'm sold out for it. And Amend backs them 110%.
I love it. I love it.
Yes.
Amazing. All with the idea, all with the me. All I mean, I love it. I love it because the thing about it is, can you attest to the fact that once you put your foot on the ground and you said, okay, this is what I'm going to do, you have not went looked the other way
No.
since. You've been doing amazing things in people's lives, and not just you, because there's a husband,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
the team has been doing amazing things. So shout out to your husband.
Yes,
Because
and Condra Nelson, I think she's on watching right now. That's our executive secretary.
okay, oh
Yes,
hey
yes.
Conja,
She's
hey,
amazing
but
too.
thank you,
Yes,
thank you.
yes, yes,
And
yes.
then let
Thank
me
you
let
for
me
the team.
personally thank you
Yes.
for the laptop. Now, that's an inside joke. That's an inside joke, but let me just thank you for the laptop from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. I appreciate you. But that has been wonderful. I mean, your executive secretary, girl, go ahead now with yourself. You are
Yes.
doing amazing things, and I'm glad that God is sending you good people, that your team is growing,
Thank
and
you.
your projects are growing.
Thank you.
Like you're getting national now because you're down in Albuquerque, New Mexico, from Tennessee to
Yes.
Albuquerque, and whoever knows where else. Like
Yes.
you're doing all these amazing things. And so I know somebody watching this either now or in the replay are going to want to know the best way to get in touch with you because they have a dream too, or
Yeah.
they have a vision of something too, and they want to know, like, how did you get here? What did you have to do? Like, how did you get started? So if they want to reach out to you, what's the best way to reach out to you?
The best way is probably by email, I would say.
Okay.
I check my emails all throughout the day.
Okay.
So my email is amend, AMEND, the number 4UYOU at gmail.com.
Absolutely.
Yep, leave it detailed. Don't be shy. Don't hold back. I don't
I
judge
love
you.
it. I love it. No judgment here.
No.
No judgment here at all. No judgment here. And so while you're going through all this process, now let's think back to before you started and to now. What are some things you wish you had known before you began?
Um, Before I began, I wish that I had more faith in myself.
Mm.
I
Mm.
think that was the number one thing because now let me make myself clear. I have a very strong faith in the Lord,
Absolutely.
but I'm a spoiled brat when it comes to Him, and I just expect Him to just do everything for me. I'm a spoiled brat, but with this thing right here, I already knew that He had put these seeds in me a long time ago. And you even told me when you first met me, you didn't know me from Adam or Eve. And you looked at me and you said, baby, you've been in training your whole life. And this was before jail. You've been in training your whole life. I mean, the people that are watching, they don't know my life story, but you know some things that I've shared with you. I've
Yeah,
been in training for this thing.
absolutely.
No, I have been in training for this thing for a very long time. And I never had a problem helping other people. That always came easy.
Uh-huh.
So when you ask me that question, what is the one thing that I wish I knew? It would be to have faith in me because I was even afraid to help myself.
Mm.
I'd have helped everybody else. helping everybody else was just fine. I helped girls get out of jail. I helped girls write judge letters. I was like, oh no, that's the ex post facto law. No, they're violating your rights, girl. Knowing my rights was violated for 2 years straight. But do you think I helped myself? No, because I had no faith in myself and in the works that God put down deep in me. So I didn't work it for myself. So it would have caused me a lot of heartache. It would have freed up a lot of my time. I could have started this thing a lot earlier.
Come on, girl. But you know what? I love that it started just as it was needed. Like I always tell you, nothing goes to waste.
No.
Right? And you had to go through every ounce, every heartbreak, every disappointment, everything that you went through, because today you are actually facing people with those same heartbreaks, with those same disappointments, with those same placements in their life. And now you can speak from a place in a language that they'll understand because you've simply been through it yourself.
Yes.
And so training is experience. I mean, it's experiences. It's going through the hardest things that we think that we're in life with, the hardest things that we think, this is happening to me. And I told you it's happening for you.
Yes, come on.
Because now you're able to share with every person that comes up, with the older lady that just needs help with the farm, with the farm, with the young family that doesn't have enough food or clothing for their kids, or furniture to go in their new house they finally found. You are an amazing person. I am honored. I am honored that God allowed our paths to cross, because I saw from day one, from the first conversation, I saw extreme potential in you. Like not the regular stuff, right? Because I see people all the time. I meet people every day, new people doing this or doing that. I get to see a lot of people. But I told you, because you were like, yeah, and this happened, and then we had this, and I just really, and I saw when we had our first conversation, I saw the defeated you.
It's the truth.
I saw the defeated you. And then I look at who's sitting right here today.
Mr. Free Indeed.
I love it.
Mr. Free Indeed me.
I love it. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Because out here in these streets, honey, you are making a difference. You are changing lives. Like you won't even know the generational impact what you're doing today will have. You're helping people, not just the people you're serving, but you're actually helping their generations to be free. Like you are opening and unlocking doors and unlocking minds and helping people change the trajectory of their entire families.
Yes.
That's so much bigger than what you're doing.
It is. It is. And me and my husband, we've been through everything that should have broke us. Everything. And we've been married 19 years. But
congratulations.
Everything, you hear me? Everything should have broke us, Miss Linda. Everything. We've been through some of everything. So there's nothing under the sun that we haven't been through. But one thing that we're the most passionate about is the reconciliation of family.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And that's the one thing that drives this whole organization.
Absolutely. And if you are a married couple who has kids and your significant other, male or female, is incarcerated, I'm going to suggest strongly that you reach out and start having conversations with the Parson family. I'm going to suggest that because when she was doing her time, he was maintaining the house with the children.
Yes.
And he is just as compassionate and just as resourceful for the spouse, the significant others who have to keep things together while their partner does whatever in the legal system. So if you're out there and you're listening to this either now in the replay, I mean, that's a serious topic, keeping families together, because we know the whole breakdown of America is occurring because the breakup of the family.
Yeah.
Is that important?
Yeah, it is.
It's that important. And so I love it. I love what you all do as a couple. I love what you all do as individuals. Like um, he was giving away, what was the picture the other day of him and this guy?
Yes, our volunteer.
Yeah,
Yes.
he was doing volunteering the other day.
Yes.
And so he's very actively involved
Mm-hmm.
in the things that's happening with your business. And I love that. I love that because, and even the children, like the babies are out there handing out and talking, and
Oh yeah.
it's a family affair.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And the neighborhood is considered to be a rough neighborhood, but there's so much love there.
Exactly.
You see?
Exactly.
So to us, what is rough? So because politics call it rough, they're not deserving of reconciliation.
Mm,
They're not deserving of resources.
mm,
No, because once we give them resources, it makes them want to reconcile. It wants them first reconcile with each other as a family unit, and then they
mm,
spread that same love throughout the whole street. You should
yeah.
see the people that just come and just mesh. It's not a black neighborhood anymore. You have white people pulling up, and you have black people saying, "Wow, we've never seen white people on this street before," and they can commune together now, and
Absolutely.
it's beautiful.
Absolutely. Because it's not a race problem, it's a
No,
family problem.
it's a family problem.
It's a family
Exactly.
problem. People of all colors have people who are being incarcerated.
Mhm.
Families of all colors are impacted when the husband or the wife goes to prison.
Yes,
So it's not like it's a race problem. It's not. It's a problem.
it's a
It's a
problem.
family problem. And if we're to get our families together and we're to do things to help build the family, right? Because that's how we get to build back America. That's how we get
Come
to make
on, come on.
that's
That's
how we get to make America better. Is we start restoring and supporting families.
come on.
And so what you're doing is amazing. And I really am. I'm so glad you said yes to coming on. Somebody said the faith in myself. Like
Yeah,
that means you're not alone, right?
yes,
And sometimes we forgive the world and we don't forgive ourselves.
that's right.
So we're out here doing things to help build up other people, but when it comes to saying, okay, I was doing the best I could with the knowledge I had at the time, with the thought process I had at the time, with the circumstances I was in at the time, like saying, okay, that's who I was, but that's not who I am. Like knowing the difference between who you were and who you are, and understanding that you now have the pen and you get to write the rest of the chapters.
Yes, yes.
And
And it's exciting.
your chapters, honey, here, your chapters right here.
And it's exciting. And Miss Linda, can I just say, my family wants everyone to come with us.
Mm, I love that.
So while I'm writing, for the people that are watching, because you have those people that are just sitting back like, oh, who they think they are, the familiar ones. But to the ones that actually want to come up out that thing too, just know that I do got that pen, and I'm willing to jot your name on down too, because everything attached to us wins. And
Come
that's how
on,
I look at it.
come on.
I want people to come with us. This is not a solo thing. This is a movement.
I love it. I love it. I love it. The amend movement. I love
Yes.
it. I love, because that's the thing. People talk about how lonely it is when you're successful, and it's only lonely because you brought no one with you. And so when you bring people along, when you reach and grab the hand and help somebody else come up with you,
Come on.
it's not
Look,
lonely.
Jesus took loneliness on the cross. That's why
Come on.
he had to go alone.
Yeah.
We ain't got to do that.
No, but even on the journey there, he picked up 12.
Yeah.
Like, we
On the
always
way
talk about our
there.
closest
Yep.
five. He had 12.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't go by himself to the cross, but
Yeah.
he was on the cross because we all have our crosses to bear, right?
Yeah.
We all
Yeah.
are going through different things in life. Our life experiences, mine doesn't match yours, doesn't match any of the
It
listeners.
doesn't.
Doesn't match.
Right.
Our lives are our lives, and those things we have to go along. But when
Yeah.
we talk about collectively,
Come
how
on.
collectively we can make a difference in our communities, in our homes,
Yes.
in our communities, in our children,
Yeah.
in our schools, in our governments, in our being. Like, collectively, we can make a difference, a positive difference
Yeah.
in how we govern ourselves.
Come on.
And so that, to me, that's the bigger calling. Like, the calling is to get back to building communities that are supportive.
Yeah.
You know, that African proverb that says it takes a village to raise a child. For a long time, people said that was the proverb. But then my friends who went to Africa said, no, Linda, it's actually the village will raise the child.
Wow.
And so that puts a charge on us.
Wow.
So it's not, it takes a village, it is the village will.
The village will.
And so that's the onus is on us
Mm.
as adults to raise the children, to create a place that's welcoming for the children. And so now that we got it right, now that we didn't paraphrase and we have it right, that's every adult. That's every man, woman, boy, girl.
Yes.
That's all of us. It takes all of us to raise the children. And first, we have to get our acts together as adults. We have to get on our ones and start doing the things that God has given us to do. Because I truly believe every person comes to the world with a message.
Yes.
And you deliver your message based on your life.
Yes.
Like, what would have happened if 2 years ago you decided they're going to laugh at me? They're going to say things about me. Like, you had to dig deep.
Yeah.
To find your strength and to say, let them talk. Here we go. And then you said, but there's no one's talking. But they're not treating me like that. But they're welcoming in.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was a time where I couldn't talk. I felt like I was scared to talk to you. And then, oh God, talk to the mayor. Oh God. now I'm talking to queens. Am I not?
You're talking to queens.
and I'm fine with it because I know who I am.
Absolutely.
And if there's nothing else that I can tell anybody tonight, it's to ask God to show you who you are and actually listen to what he tells you who you are. Receive it and move on from that thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's that easy. It's not rocket science. It's not a hard math. It's not, because like you said, he purposed you before you were in your mother's womb. He had already purposed you. He already knew your end from the beginning. He already knew what you was going to go through. He knew how you was going to feel about it, but he already had a way out for you too. He's just waiting for you to receive what he already has for you.
I love it.
It's simple.
I love it. And listen who we're talking about now. I love it. Like there's a cockiness with it, right? Honey, this is what it is. It is not hard because, but I'm gonna go back to that first day. Well, there's some things I've been wanting to do, some things I've thought about doing. Soft spoken and almost bashfully shy to say it. And then today, you done found. I love it. I
was sick. You hear me? I didn't want to cut on my camera. Matter of fact, I think the first 3 classes I talked to you like this.
You did. You did. but you got your power, you got it re-engaged, and you have not looked back.
No, and I can't.
You
There's
have
nothing
not
back
looked
there.
back.
There's nothing back there.
You don't live there anymore.
No,
It's like going to your old address looking to see if you're in there.
no.
You're not in there anymore. You are out here in this world doing amazing things and changing lives for people across this community. And I applaud you for it,
Thank
because somebody watching, somebody who will see this, is in that same place where you were. They're in that same place. They feel like if I can just stay in the back and support other people, I'm still doing, I'm still giving, I'm still exercising what was given for me to do. But if you're an outstanding person, you can't hide, because
right.
the other side of you is saying, this is not who we are. We're
Right.
leaders.
Yeah, we're
We
leading.
belong in the front. We're the head,
Yeah,
not the tail.
no. And if you're above, how you gonna stay beneath?
Come on. Come
And it's the,
on.
if you're, it's the truth. Soldiers fight, and it's really hard to stay quiet and fight. I couldn't stay quiet long. I listen. I when I tell you, I truly and you're the same way. We love people,
Absolutely.
and when people come with us with a problem, we do everything we can to fix it. It's hard.
Absolutely.
It's hard enough for somebody to humble themselves and say, "I need help."
I know. I know.
That's hard.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when I see that in people, I have to fight. I don't care what it takes. I'm working on somebody's case right now, all the way in Newark, New Jersey.
Mm,
And that's okay because his mother humbled herself.
mm,
She doesn't know me. She just seen me on Facebook. I could have been a liar. I could have been anybody. I could have not been legit. But she loves her son so much. She know that he needs help. And she listened to God. God told her to
mm.
reach out to me.
And that's the thing. That there's a difference. There's a difference because, you know, going through what I went through with COVID, and when I woke up, because I did the whole, they had to I can't even say the word. They had to wake me up,
Resuscitate. Yeah,
resuscitate.
resuscitate.
Thank
Yeah.
you. They had to resuscitate me and everything. But waking up in this season, God is sending people who He's given visions to,
Come on. Whew.
and who have sat on those visions. And I talked to a guy the other day, and he said, I just keep putting things back because it's not the time. It's not the time. I gave him a wake up call, baby. Now's the time. Now's
That's
all that stuff you've been putting on the back burner. It's time to bring them to the forefront, because this community is suffering and people need help. And people have attributes that they've been sitting on, waiting for the right moment, waiting for the kids to get grown, waiting for the perfect life, waiting for. And you could still have been waiting for. Well, I'm gonna wait for. You told me we're not mentioning names, but you said, I've been talking to this person and they've not really responded. And
yeah.
I'm telling you, okay, but here's some other names to go with
Yeah.
that name.
Yeah.
Because the thing about it is, you cannot allow people who don't get back with you to stop you
Right.
from doing what God has purposed in your heart for you to be doing. You can't. I mean, it's not acceptable. And
No.
it's not them, it's actually you.
Yeah.
It's persistence. The onus is on us as guides to make it happen. We have to make it happen. You have to make it happen with the food and the clothes.
Yeah.
And you have to make it happen for the families who are at their wits' end because they don't know what to do about their brother, their sister, their dad, their mom that's incarcerated unfairly. You have to make it happen, because if you don't serve those people, they don't get served.
That's right. That's right. Because at the end of the day, who did God give the vision to? He
Exactly.
gave you your vision. He gave me my vision, and we have people to serve. And just
Exactly.
because some people don't see your vision, it doesn't make them bad people. They just
No,
cannot see your vision. You have to keep going. And there is no other option.
there's no other option. onward and upward. There's no other options. You have been called. You are the called. You know, in Romans 8:28, it said,
Mhm.
and we know that
Yeah.
all things,
All. I,
all things work together for the good of those who are the called.
the called.
And that's the difference. That's
Yes.
you have work to do. So if you're watching this, this is to encourage you, this is to support you. Please reach out to her, reach out to me, and let's talk about how we can get that vision that you've been sitting on
Yes.
because you were so give me some adjectives that would describe where you were when we met.
Oh,
What are some adjectives that these people can resonate with?
hopeless,
Hmm.
depressed,
Hmm.
mm, um, just worn out, tired. Oh Lord, I'm gonna tell you, I could not make a complete sentence about my feelings any longer.
Hmm. Hmm.
I couldn't describe myself. When you get to the point where you no longer know who you are, but you know you still have a purpose, that's when you
Yes.
need to reach out.
Yes, yes. You know, and it got so in before I started doing what I do, before I accepted my role in life was to support others.
Yeah.
I got where I couldn't pray. I didn't feel like my prayers were being heard.
Right.
I couldn't even fashion them and put them into words. And
Yes.
two mothers at the church told me, your prayer doesn't have to be long. Your prayer can be, oh Lord.
Yeah.
You know, but I said I can't pray. I got to a point where I felt like my prayers didn't even make it out of my mouth, let alone to the ceiling. You know, and it was accepting. We were doing the 40 days of purpose living with
Wow.
Rick Warren. We were doing the 40 days, and I want to say it's around day 15 where people who struggle with finding what's my life purpose, or why am I here.
Yeah.
I want to say it's around day 15 that it talks about day 15, day 16, it talks about that. And, you know, what I always do now, and what I did with even with you, was I said, go back, go back to the age of 10 and tell
Mhm.
me about that period of time. Like, what were your dreams, and what did you want to be when you grew up? And, you know, what is it that you felt like you should always be doing? What is your ideal job? And what is the ideal thing that you just know, that's what you should be doing? You know, having those conversations, because life is noisy.
Oh my God. But you know what? Just what you just saying that, I forgot that you made us do that exercise. And that was painful. And not the exercise itself, but let me tell you what was painful about it. It was almost as if my life started at chaos
Mm,
and pain.
mm,
I forgot that I actually dreamt before that until you
mm,
asked me that question. That
mm,
simple question. And then I just started writing stuff down, like, and I had like half a notebook before you know it, like, of things that I wanted to do. And then collectively, it was all things that are being birthed now that you see. But it's just amazing that when you go through life, you forget the innocent things of that 10-year-old or 7-year-old,
yes.
the innocent things. And then, it's like life happens, like you said, and then it's like life starts there. And it doesn't.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Because you had dreams and ambitions as a
Yeah.
kid. And the metrics say that most of us adults have PSTD
Mhm.
because of something that happened to us between the ages of 6 and 10
Yes.
that we never got resolved in ourselves. And so we're still creating these actions to protect ourselves and to keep us safe when they're no longer serving us.
Yeah.
Because now we have voice, now we have position. We can say, this happened, and this is what I'm going to do with it.
Yeah.
because we can get stuck there. You can get stuck in the mire of the world, of your life, of bad situations, of bad parenting, of bad schooling, of bad whatever. You can get stuck there. But if you can flip that thing, right? If you can flip and say, this is happening for me, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to use this to show somebody else how to come out of it, right?
Yes.
How to make it out whole, how to make yourself restored, like how to get it all back. And I truly believe, I watched you when you were doing your house and things, and I'm thinking this little butterfly, she's I love it. I love your posts. I mean, they are coming from a good place. They're coming from a
Yeah.
lighter place. Like they're coming from a place of not only are you empowering people, but you're being empowered. I
Yeah.
mean, amazing, amazing to watch. You
Thank
are
you.
doing so many great things, so many great things. And so the people who have been fortunate enough to connect with you are finding themselves, are finding hope again, are finding solutions again,
Yeah.
are finding restoration and forgiveness and learning how to forgive themselves and learning how to build from where they are, regardless of where that is. I love that in you. I
Thank
absolutely love that. It has been my complete privilege to have you on this evening.
thank
So
you.
if you have something as a parting comment to say to the audience, please do.
If you, whoever's watching now or on the replay, like to reiterate what we already said, I don't care how small you think it is or how big you think your mistake was. Reach out to us. You have a purpose. I don't care who told you that you did not have a purpose. I'm telling you right now, you have a purpose. As long as you have breath in your body, it is our duty as your sisters to remind you of that purpose. And I promise you, you won't be sorry you did.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well said, ma'am. Well said. And you're proof.
Yes.
Like not only are you helping people, but you're proof that it works.
Yes.
Like you're proof that once you put your mind to and unclutter the noise and the distractions and the things that keep us stagnant, the fear and the opinion that what if they say or what if they know or what if they, the whole, all of that is of the devil to keep you
It is.
locked tight and unmoved.
It is. And let me just tell you, and I know, our time is coming to an end. For those that are also watching who don't know, I did do 2 years in a privatized prison in Pennsylvania. A week before my release, I did try to commit suicide,
Mm,
just to allow you a little secret in how depressed I really was coming home.
mm,
Now, just put in your mind, I done 2 years. A week before my release, I couldn't handle it anymore. These are the people that need the most help coming home.
mm,
It seems like people come home hard, but they're still incarcerated. We got to treat them with more compassion. Just because they've been in a rough place doesn't mean they're in a rough place.
mm,
And we really have to understand that. We got to come to that understanding, and their families are just as incarcerated as they are.
mm,
My children were fragile when I came home. And a lot of people didn't understand they were fragile. Yeah, they had good grades, right? So they were okay. No,
mm,
they were fragile. I had to fight for a relationship back. They don't offer counseling for inmates that are being released back into society. They don't offer marriage counseling for that. That's not part of the plan. They don't offer the children counseling to reconcile with their parents because they're angry for being away from them for so long. They don't understand. And it becomes a vicious cycle in the community, the anger. and not understanding and trying to figure out, well, why is your life different than mine? I did everything right. I'm a good kid, but why do you have a better life than me? Why was my mom taken away and my dad was taken away? Now I got an issue with cops because my mom was good. She was a supplier of the family, but the cops came here and locked mine up. I don't like cops now. We have to start understanding why things are like they are. It's not just so surfaced how people really think. So I just wanted to say that because I thought I understood it as an officer. But then when I was in that thing, it's a lot deeper than I could have ever imagined.
I love that you shared. I love that you opened up and shared that, because that makes the difference, right? Your whole life experiences are the collection of your entire life experiences you get to work through to make other people better. God bless you on your journey, my sister.
Thank you.
For
God
now
bless
and always. Thank you.
you.
My name is Linda Murray Bullard. They call me the business plug. Today, I have just plugged you into Amend. Go to amend.com and connect with Sheena. Find out how to get something started in your area. If you're interested in the cups, talk about the cups. If you're interested in the reentry programs or any of the programs or the food program or the U-Haul, any of the great things that she's doing, then please, by all means, get her information, connect with her, and tell her you saw her here on the Business Plugs Mixer. I'll be back next Sunday at 7 o'clock p.m. and I'll have another guest on, and we'll learn about what's going on outside the world. In the meantime, we both bid you adieu. Much love, many blessings. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.